Idea Xbox is in full swing on Xbox One, having brought us a number of very interesting, very cool indie games already. There are still plenty more to come though, and we thought we'd have a look at some of our favourites so far. Some of them we've enjoyed on other platforms, some even on Xbox 360, but they're all bringing something unique to Xbox One, and all from independent developers with no big publisher backing. One of the most unique and definitely a firm favourite on the X1 team is Roundabout, inspired somewhat by Kurin, which is an old Nintendo game you may have known from GameCube and Nintendo DS. That was a game where a stick would have to navigate around a maze, it would continually be spinning. Very tricky little game. Roundabout's slightly different. The stick has been replaced by a limousine. It doesn't really make a huge amount of logical sense, but it looks like a lot of fun. Thankfully, the addition of some sort of Tony Hawk style point scoring and item collecting creates a kind of whole new sort of combo system, forcing you to chain different moves together, and it just looks pretty crazy. The addition of some really weird FMV is also worth looking forward to. Something a little bit more traditional is Wolverblade. This is very much a side-scrolling action game, very bloody, very gory, and a fantastic art style. Set in Scotland, you're fighting against the Roman invaders, trying to keep them out of the north. Just really, really cool look to it, and looking forward to hopefully having some co-op gameplay in there too, which would be very, very cool. Something else of a similar type really is Castle Storm. This is not an side-scrolling action game, but it's a sort of medieval feel to it. It's essentially tower defense, or it's got a little bit of an Angry Birds feel to it too. What you need to do is actually build up your tower, customize it, put rooms on it, arm it with various weapons and garrisons for your troops, and then you have to get involved in the big battle, try and take out the opposite tower, defend your own, and becomes a really cool strategy game as it begins to develop. Another fairly traditional game with a nice little twist is Chuck's Challenge 3D. This has been around a little bit on Steam and I think on iOS also. This 3D version is coming to Xbox One. What's particularly nice about this puzzle game is it doesn't seem to stick with just one idea for a puzzle. There's block moving, there's trigger work, there's various kind of systematic sequence puzzles. It's a real kind of mixture. Guacamole is anything but traditional. It's got a Metroidvania thing, but it's also very much a side-scrolling action game. It's got a Lucha Libre feel. It's one of our favourite games we've seen for Idea Xbox. Just really colourful, really bright, packed full of instant and action and really cool features. Some great boss battles too. One we're slightly more familiar with is Contrast. We reviewed this on Xbox 360 and enjoyed it quite a lot. It's got a great mixture of different gameplay styles, puzzling and platforming again, but what's really nice with this one is you move between the real world and the shadow world, so it moves from 3D into 2D almost instantaneously. It's a nice little twist, and we're hoping that Xbox One brings a new kind of level of fidelity to it, and hopefully slightly tighter controls. So that was the one weakness we really found with the original Xbox 360 version, as much as we happen to enjoy it. One game we're enjoying immensely already on both Xbox 360 and Xbox One is Super Time Force. If you haven't played it already, you absolutely have to. It's a very much a kind of Contra-style game with a nice little unique twist, which is time travel. Essentially, you can reverse time at any moment you like, but the character you already had on screen remains. So you get to play co-op essentially with yourself. Almost like a reward for dying, in fact, because if you die, you're instantly given the opportunity to rewind and play again. And you can send someone in to defend your other character that you had previously. It's absolutely insane, great art style, great sense of humour, and we're really looking forward to seeing a lot more from Capybara, who've also got Below coming out on Xbox One, another timed exclusive we can look forward to. So that's just a few of the games coming to Idea Xbox. They're all looking really, really interesting. Keep an eye out for X1 issue 111, where we round up a lot of the other ones.